Hi guys, Sarah here. I have a super cute project to share with you today. First of all, I'm going to show you this die that I have in my stash from Tailored Expressions. It makes this super tiny little donut. So there's the donut part and there's the icing for it. So cute. So I did a ton of little donuts. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen these. I just sat and cut out a ton of little donuts and a ton of little icings, and they're so cute. I figured I'd do a whole bunch so I can get some other projects, and I was thinking shaker cards too, to put some donuts in the shakers, so they are adorable. My terrible nasty fingers. Not a smoker. So those are the donuts that I made with that die, and then the next day that I had finished those, my order from the Not Too Shabby shop showed up, and I'll show you guys really quick what I got. I had picked out, already put them all in my little pockets, the little tea set. It's called Steeped in Love from MFT Stamps. She's so adorable. Sorry about the glare there, guys. Maybe I'll turn that one off. That'll help. So I picked her up, and my main reason for shopping was the cheeky monkeys from MFT Stamps. They're so cute. I've been seeing everybody's projects with them and they're so adorable. So I searched through to see what kind of stamps that I had. Now that I have everything on inventory under Evernote, before I'm buying something, I'm going in just to see what I have and to see what's similar or if it's something that would be useful. So it was useful. Okay, so for this project, to finish it off, I used the monkey stamp set, and then I also used these alphabets from the Sweet Stamp Shop. And these ones are called Outline Lower Alphabet. So I just used those, and I will show you. I do have a coloring process video for you guys that I will attach so that you can see. I colored up these little monkeys, and they're so stinking adorable. I decided to use my Copic coloring paper. Let me show you guys what it looks like. Sorry about that. This is from Copic Paper Crafting Stamping Illustration Paper. So it is not a thick paper. 65 grams and M2, whatever that means. I think that's the part of the thickness of it. I find that this paper, get a sheet of it here so I can show you, it's really flimsy, and I really like it if I'm going to be fussy cutting my images, because with my thick paper, when I fussy cut my images, then the edges get really I can get really crinkled, and I don't know, it just doesn't look good to me. So this looks like perfectly flat. And then I can stick them on. And I do still go around the edges with a black brush marker. And there's the little bananas that I did. And then also with this paper, you guys will notice that you actually don't need to use as much ink as you do on the thicker paper, because it soaks it up pretty fast. Like, your paper gets very saturated and your colors blend a lot faster and quicker. And I don't know if you can kind of see the texture. It's not a texture, but it kind of makes it look pitted, which I really like, because it gives the image texture without like using your blender pen or anything. So those are my little monkeys, and here's my card. I know, it's super bright. So I did use mustard seed distress ink, and I just blend it onto the cardstock. It came on really bright down at the bottom, but I thought that was fine. I kind of did an ombre look to it. And then I did do water spots to take away some of the color. And I used my Mama Elephant Femme frames to do the back. And this is the stitched on the inside. And I used the saying, I like you more than a monkey likes. And I did not use the banana part there. So what I did was I actually cut my stamp. I cut it down the middle, and I cut off bananas so that I could center it. And then that's where I use the outline alphabets to spell out donuts. And I know it's not perfectly straight or anything, but there's my little monkey with his donut in his hand. And then on the inside, I put or bananas. And then I used Love You Bunches. And this exclamation point is from Milan Fonset. And there's my little banana bunch that I colored up with the Copic markers. And then I just did some with the mustard seed ink on the inside. And I left the bottom for writing. So that is my super cute card. I hope you guys really enjoy it. Stay tuned for the coloring, and we'll talk to you later. Okay, so I'm leaving this part in regular motion for you guys. I'm not going to speed it up because it's pretty fast. One little monkey. I forgot to mention that I did stamp with my Simon Says stamp, Intense Black Premium Dye ink. Absolutely love it with Copic markers. It is perfect. Okay, so for the muzzle on the monkey, I am using E31 and E55. Sorry it's on the edge right there, but I do realize and move it over as I go along. And then adding in a little bit of E35 for a little bit of a darker shadow. You'll notice that you really don't need as much color as you would on regular, like on the thicker paper. With this Copic coloring paper, because it's thin, it gets saturated really fast. If you keep using more ink, it bleeds out over the edges. So you do not want to use too much, and actually press very lightly with it also. You don't want to push into the paper too hard. So again, very, very easy blending. Because it stays saturated, the colors kind of blend themselves, and you don't really need to do as much work as you would if you're using like a thicker, the Nina Crest paper, or I use Crafter's Companion paper usually. But again, it's a lot easier to fussy cut out images. So for the other portion of the monkey's face there around the muzzle, I'm still using the lighter colors, the E31 and the E55. I added in the E35 just into the middle of the muzzle to make it stand out a little bit more, but this part I just wanted to be lighter on the light side. And also with working with this paper, if you are doing colors beside each other, like as I said before, they can tend to bleed. So it's better to leave that section and let it dry a bit and go on to another section that is further away and not touching. So you'll notice that I go to the darker browns, but I kind of start with his hands. I was just trying to darken up the muzzle a little bit more there. Okay, so for the body of the monkey, I am using E35 and E37. And you'll notice I kind of try and stay in the lines, and then afterwards I give up because I realize I am fussy cutting, so I don't need to stay in the lines. Especially the tail, that was the hardest part, to stay in the lines because it's pretty thin. So you can already tell on the ears and the face how, as the color dries, it kind of gets like a little bit of a white dotted texture. I was calling it pitted earlier because it kind of looks like it has little pits in it. I just like the way that texture, the way that it looks, and makes the image look like a real artist drawing. Okay, so just finishing up his head here, and then I will get into the body portion of it. I've seen them colored all different ways. You can continue on with the browns and color it like it's his body, or as I did, I colored it in different colors so it kind of looks like a sweater. It's up to you. I've also seen some really cute ones that they did all pink on the whole monkey and the body. They're just adorable. So this one I decided to show you the stripes because I did them two different ways. So for the yellow, I am using YR31, Y17, and YR14. Again, very lightly because if you layer too much color, it will bleed. These are the same yellows that I used for the bananas too. I just didn't film that portion for you. And then for the pink, it is just R32 and R35. I was just leaving it to kind of dry a little bit so that it didn't bleed. These two colors look like they're pretty far apart, but once you blend them in, they look super cute. That is an example too of where it might be a little bit harder for you to blend those two colors together on your thicker paper, and you would have to use the tip-to-tip marker technique, whereas on the Copic paper they do a lot of the blending themselves because of it being so saturated that you don't need to do too much. So that is it for my monkey. Please leave a comment, subscribe, and have a great day.